Hey everyone, I wanted to do a review of the AFOL TV design of a Lego airport that you see right here. I don't have the jet bridges, I haven't ordered those yet, but this is, I just wanted to give a generally good idea of what you can expect if you choose to buy this. Right here we have, this is a Lego City airplane with minifigures for scale. So this is not AFOL TVs, this is Lego City. This is an AFOL TV airplane, so that you can get an idea of what it'll look like with the airplanes at the terminal. So this is the exterior of the terminal. You guys, I ordered these pieces in the wrong color. These orange, that's not what they're supposed to look like. But this is, I just wanted to give generally a good idea of what you can expect, what it'll sort of look like if you decide to order this. As I come around to baggage claim right over there, and this is TSA, I haven't ordered the ticketing where you drop off your bags yet. But again, this is just a general idea of what you can expect. It's not exactly everything 100%. But I would like to point out that the design, it's designed for Mills plates. So on the front here, I decided to not build my city on Mills plates, and I lowered it down just to the base, just to be built on directly the base plate. But this caused a problem because now it doesn't line up with the rest, with this terminal area. This front area does not line up with that area because I decided to move it down like a brick and a plate or something like that. And I find that interesting because on this side it's built for Mills plates, but on this side it's like not really, you know, like you build this wall directly onto the base plate, you don't build up. So keep that in mind, that if you have a Mills plate city, that it'll sort of look weird when your base plate is up a brick, and then there's a lot, you know, it'll line up weirdly. Hopefully that made sense. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show the interior, and I'm going to take all these roofs off. Okay, one thing I did not mention is that this front section, on their website, it's designed to be, it's 16 studs wide right here, but it is originally designed to be a base plate and a half, but it was just an empty room, so I sort of cut it down to save on space for my city. So this is not what this front area would look like. TSA would be pushed, everything would be pushed back a full base plate. So, you know, keep that in mind. But as you come in, this I feel like is the main entrance. You've got the escalators here. Normally you would drop your bags off here at ticketing area. The escalators look very good. I like them a lot. Here is TSA, which I think looks pretty good. You have there's a little gear here, right here, that you can turn the conveyor belt, and Lego bags will fit in there. You'll notice right here, this is where I was telling you about that discrepancy because I don't use Mills plates, and they're not quite lined up. The next thing I want to point out is that you can remove the walls from the back of the terminal section, but you'll notice that there's a lot of these 1x4 plates with like 2 studs and two tile spots here, and because there are so many studs, it's a lot more difficult to put the roofs on. In a normal modular building, you've only got a couple points of contact, right? You see, you've only got 2 of these, right? You've got just only 4 studs that's connecting the whole roof, and that makes it very easy to put the roof on and take it off. Because there are so many points of contact, it makes it a lot harder to put on and take off the ceiling sections. So keep that in mind, and I would recommend, if you're building your own airport or if you're designing your own airport, to use a lot less points of contact. But as you enter, this is the main entryway to the terminal. We've got these TV screens. There's a lot of seating around, which is good, accurate to the airport. In general, I like the design for the interior of the terminal section. The only problem I have with it is that there are no stores. There's no restaurants or shops inside, and that's what you would normally see in an airport. You see a McDonald's or a Burger King. Like, you see these shops. But other than that, it's a very well designed interior. The only problem I have with this interior, and that Jane Bricks would have too, is that it's all tiled off, and that there's really no places to put minifigures without, I mean, like, you can have him standing here, but he's going to fall over. You know, it makes it a lot easier when there's points of contact to put your minifigures. So do keep that in mind, that it's all tiled off. And of course, when you get off the plane, you can come bypass security through this little hallway, go down this escalator, and head over to baggage claim. I am missing a couple pieces, so that's not what it looks like when it's 100% complete. But it's, you know, it's a good idea of the general design, you know. Now I'm going to take off the roofs of these planes so you can see the interior of the planes. Obviously, one of the biggest differences between the AFOL TV design and the LEGO City design is that the LEGO City design is 8 studs wide, while the AFOL TV is only 6 studs wide. So we only have this one row of seats with barely an aisle. And, you know, keep in mind that this design of seat is raised up off the ground just a little bit, so that when you put minifigures in this plane, you actually cannot put minifigures in there and have the roof on, because it's too short and they won't fit. The other thing I'd like to point out is that roof was very annoying to take off. It's a lot of pieces, and as you can see, there's a lot of points of contact. Same problem as the roofs on the main terminal. But here's, you know, toilet included. There's a little spot for drinks. There's the pilot's console. There is supposed to be a piece there that would represent a way to control the plane. I haven't ordered it. Here is the opening door mechanism. Oh, it just broke off. And that's immediately, you can see that it's very finicky and very fragile right there. So that gives you an idea. Here on the LEGO City one, you can see this all over YouTube. People have made videos. I mean, it's really not a fair comparison, because LEGO can mold their own pieces. They have these big molds for the roofs. They have this mold for the entire front of the plane, and, you know, they're doing different things here. So it's not a totally fair comparison, but it gives you a good idea. But above all, this plane is a lot more fragile than this plane. In terms of price for both the airport and the planes and everything, I believe the instructions are about, there's like a bundle you can check out their website. There's a bundle for like the whole airport. The instructions only for like $50 or so. For the airplane, I don't remember, but the instructions are fairly priced, I think. You know, I don't think they're overpriced. I don't think I wasted my money in terms of instructions. In terms of ordering pieces from LEGO and Bricklink, it is pretty expensive. You can expect these modules to be like more expensive than modular buildings in terms of like price per piece, you know, where a modular building would have it'd be about $200 for 2,000 pieces. These modules would be about $300 or $400 or even $500 for 2,000 pieces, right? And that's just because you're buying pieces individually, and the big plates and a variety of other things will drive up the price. So it is expensive. It is very expensive to build an airport of this size and scale. The last thing that I haven't shown you guys is what's underneath because you can take off these modules, but there's really, the interior is completely empty under there. There's nothing to see. You can see everything you need to see from here. And so that just about wraps up my review. I think there's not a lot of options for airports of this size and scale. LEGO has never made an airport modular building series. I don't think they ever will make an airport modular building series. But I do like this AFOL design quite a bit, especially because it's modular and you can make this terminal as long or as short as you want, and you can extend. You can have more baggage claim room that way, more ticketing room this way. It's, I think, a good design in general. I already told you about that. There was a couple problems I had with it. Hopefully you got a good idea of what's here, and you can decide on your own whether or not you decide to invest in this and buy it. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll do a full Lego City update sometime, I don't know. But my plan is, now that I've built the AFOL TV version, I'm gonna use parts from this, and I'm gonna take inspiration from this and build my own mock of an airport using the same pieces, same general design, but I'm gonna change it so it'll fit my city better. And that's what I really recommend, is everyone can build parts of this and then take it apart and redesign it to fit their own city better. I will definitely make a video when that mock is completed. But in the meantime, just thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.